Con el regreso de los ocasos Gran Maestro, Blazing Boost está listo para los servicios Sherpa, lo que significa que jugarás junto a una escuadra de profesionales. Además, tendrás un gran descuento si adquieres el paquete completo. La página cuenta con 5 estrellas con más de 31,000 reviews. Utiliza mi código SirZayd para otro descuento extra. Y que se arme la reacción, ¿ok? Ahora sí, se viene.
The stakes are higher than they've ever been.
Hostia, nos crearon para defender al viajero, nos crearon para defender a la humanidad. El testigo nos pondrá a prueba. Quiero que hagamos una anotación de si vieron a Marasov. Oh, Marasov. Uf, perdón ya.
How would we react if we were facing extinction? And how are we going to stand together to overcome this?
You know what must be done.
We were created for this moment.
Fuimos creados para este momento. Me encanta esa frase, ¿eh?
What the hell happens when evil finally arrives and confronts the traveler?
Y se enfrenta al viajero. Por fin el mal versus... Bueno, la oscuridad versus la luz. Desafía nuestro final. ¡Let's go! Nuestro final comienza. Me encanta el testigo. Está muy padre.
The witness is here. Callus's forces are here as well. The pyramid fleet is here. Big shit is going down.
Muchos problemas te vamos a tener. O sea, ya vamos a entrar hecho un desmadre, ¿no? Somos Estados Unidos metiendo nuestras narices.
You are the one who is initiating the action. You are the one who is taking control. You are the one who is attacking things. What this tone gave us the chance to do was to really surface the friendship, the camaraderie, the connections that we have to each other.
Kaido, we'll need your troops.
Oh, cabal.
What do we have left other than each other?
Cabales versus cabales.
At all cost.
Hay que defender al viajero a tope, ¿eh? Quiero volar una maldita nave,
There's
chat.
a pretty big, serious threat that is happening to the solar system, so we really wanted to bring that gravity and that weight into the story.
In a major way, what we're doing right now is we're both setting up the
Les digo que nos estamos preparando para
pulling the witness into the frame for the first time.
el final de la luz y la oscuridad.
The big question has been, what does it want with the traveler? What will happen when it finds it? And
Exacto.
in Lightfall, it does find it.
I feel like the witness is so drastically.
Vale, dicen que al final o al fin el testigo se va a encontrar con el viajero. O sea, no nos lo van a alargar ni nos van a aplazar este momento. Va a pasar una cinemática, va a haber un 1v1 y vamos a ver qué carajos hace. Ojalá el viajero hiciera algo más que moverse y irse y cambiarse de posición. Joder.
Different from any other antagonists that we've had in Destiny in the past. Now, a lot of our Destiny antagonists are like kind of over the top and theatrical in their own way. And then we have the witness who's just so
Esta cinemática es
it's all
good.
about control with the witness.
The witness is here to finish what the collapse started. Now, there's Callus. Always been power hungry, in it for himself. He's now signed on as one of the witness's disciples.
We're seeing Callus go through a transformation and emerge as something new.
Por fin nos muestran. Mi apariencia coincide con mi belleza interior. Madre mía, vean lo que guapo. La armadura, tío, los brazos. Esto es Thanos con las gemas del universo en sus uñas. Esto es que se ve God. O sea, ese es un mi rey hecho y derecho. Ese es un padrote, o sea, o no sé cómo llamarlo. El papá del mi rey. Está genial.
Odds are stacked against you. The witness has arrived. We got Callus. Everything's under attack. How do we deal with this? And then you find this thread.
De aquí encontramos los hilos, la strength.
We knew we wanted to do another darkness power in Destiny. Are we gonna do what everyone thinks we're gonna do? Are we gonna make like poison? No. We're gonna do something that you'd only find in Destiny. We're gonna go talk about this thing.
Se está burlando de la gente, entre comillas, como haciendo burla de... ¿Creyeron que íbamos a hacer una subclase de veneno? Así como de... ¿Tan básicos creen que íbamos a hacer? Porque mucha había teoría sobre la subclase de veneno, de poison, o sea, es como de... O sea, no, vamos nosotros a otro nivel. No estamos pensando en veneno. ¿Qué satsu no es?
Called Strand, and it's the web of life.
What does it mean to have a cosmic web that's connecting everything around you? How do you actually make that like an ability? How do you make that like a power? It's something that doesn't actually exist. You can't just point to fire, electricity, or ice. Coming up with the idea of the strings, the strands lighting up the world, I think that was when everything kind of started to come together.
Strand is unlike any of the powers that we've gotten before. We didn't get it from the Traveler, we didn't get it from the Pyramid.
Sí, no lo
It is a
tuvimos.
power that we find is unlocked within us as Guardians.
O sea, lo sacamos dentro de nosotros, no se lo pedimos el favor a nadie. Eso es curioso porque entonces la oscuridad ya la dominamos en cierta forma, que estamos a otro nivel de crear magia cósmica intrínseca. Eso es interesante.
When you pull on that thread and you start manipulating that web, ooh, you can do some really powerful things.
Me encanta el riff del hechicero.
Exciting player class fantasies coming up with Strand that we're introducing. So we have the Hunter Threadrunner, which is going to introduce this threaded spike.
Es
Hunter
que
Super Silk Strike, it's this kind of rope dart. You're constantly moving, constantly attacking.
está hermoso.
It has an amazing style.
Fluido,
to it.
tiene
It's
gran
just
estilo.
something we've never seen in Destiny before.
Estoy de acuerdo, se ve muy rápido, me encanta y me
And then
encanta
there's
muchísimo.
the Titan Berserker, and the name is pretty fitting.
The Titan Super is Blade Fury, where you weave these giant blades onto your hands. You have a melee attack that you can kind of
Me
combo
recuerda un poco a
definitely,
los
and then you have your
filos
heavy attack that
espectrales.
sends out these suspending waves.
¿Se acuerdan de los filos espectrales? Algo así, pero con un
And then
golpe
there's
fuerte.
the Warlock Broodweaver, the mastermind of the minions that we call the Threadlings.
The Warlock
Hilarachas.
Broodweaver Super is Needle Storm. You create 3 sources of power, and then those then get launched out, and then those fly through the air. When they hit an enemy, they'll explode. When they hit the ground, they will then charge up and then turn into Threadlings.
Me encanta porque es una súper ofensiva, ¿sabes? O sea, vas al ataque full y no es como pasiva como suelen ser
All the classes will have
algunas.
access to a
Eso de
grappling hook.
volar
When
por
you
todos
select
lados
that takes
es
up your grenade
Dios, tío.
slot. It was a hard challenge because, like, how can you make this idea of swinging through the world equivalent to a grenade? And so designers came up with this idea of a grapple melee.
The grapple melee is incredibly powerful. I grapple onto an enemy, which stuns them for a second.
Ok,
And then when I get there, I grapple punch, blow them all up, and start shooting, and then the unravel projectile.
Mira, imagínate que hubieran mostrado, que muestren que te cuelgas en un guardián, tío. Esto sería demasiado top. Imagínate, te cuelgas en un guardián, lo estuneas porque lo ralentizas, me imagino. Hay de dos. Llevas sniper, te acercas y haces un no-scope. O en lo que llegas, el tipo te recibe con un escopetazo. Obviamente se entiende que va a ser más difícil para el enemigo que está atado moverse. Pero va a seguir disparando. Al menos en PvP debe seguir disparando. En PvE, pues ya como que se atonta bastante más, ¿sabes? Pero en Crisel va a ser o muy buen resultado o muy mal. O tendremos un mal resultado. O sea, va a ser pésimo. Puede ser tanto bueno como malo.
They're flying all over the place.
All that stuff coming together was magic for me. Oh my God, that's Destiny?
That's Destiny. Vamos con Neomuna.
Neomuna has existed for hundreds of years. It branched off from Earth during our collapse and shut off any communication. So they've been secretly existing on Neptune for a very long time and keeping themselves safe.
Además guardan un secreto en Neptuno por la reina bruja.
How the concept artist made all of this beautiful art feel really fresh and new, but also a part of the Destiny universe.
Es que Cyberpunk.
When you think about how to design Neomuna, like what's the architecture like? We're thinking of a lot of aerodynamic things.
Al final todo se inspira de algo, ¿sabes? Y me gusta que se hayan inspirado de algo interesante.
Form language that kind of looks unlike anything we've ever seen before.
The high winds, strong pressure. We have that beach area where we show the sand is made out of diamonds.
Una área de playa con
The whole terrain is
diamantes.
following up into the beginning of the city. The color, the graphic design, the vibrancy. Yeah, there's some mysteries in there.
Siento que hay lugares muy cerrados y hay lugares con bastante perspectiva,
The
¿saben?
cool thing about Neomuna is that it's like this big neon-soaked city, but it has quite a spectrum of different environments.
I think my favorite absolutely is the Thrillodrome. It is an arcade lost sector.
Ah, mira, tenemos un lugar para arcade.
To spending our days in a sticky arcade playing games with our buddies.
Jugando dentro de un juego.
I'm also so excited for people to see the puka pond. With
Ese
all
lugar
the
se ve
pukas
mágico,
that have been,
donde
like,
están las
such a mystery
pukas.
since Beyond Light.
Bungie, mándanos una
And then
puka.
on the other side of the city is Kalus's ship. The Typhon Imperator has
La nave de
landed
Kalus es-
square in Ahimsa Park.
¡Ah, de esa
See that
vista!
The city is indeed kind of in shambles in parts. There's smoke, there's explosions in the air, and I just go back to the teamwork of everybody getting into a room and thinking like,
Debe ser
what
súper
can we do to make
complejo.
this feel high octane, very explosive, and familiar.
Ahora entiendo por qué las temporadas son tan cortitas, tan repetitivas. Porque, tío, se concentran 24/7. O al menos un gran equipo, muchísimo talento, creando un nuevo universo. Base a inspiraciones. Pues, obviamente las temporadas no pueden dar el ancho porque están creando para el año que viene algo súper top, ¿sabes? O sea, siempre he dicho que el DLC es el mejor. Obviamente, bueno, es que es obvio, el DLC siempre es la piedra angular de todo Destiny. Es God.
This is a city that needs the Guardians' help and needs their protection, and Calus is going to do his level best to destroy it, and we're not going to let them, and neither are the Cloud Striders.
Ok, los orcanubes.
There's a lot new about Lightfall. We have this new location, and it has these new personalities.
Nuevos
that come along with it. They're
personajes.
defenders of this city.
Me gusta
and
la
they
historia.
have new perspectives that we really haven't seen in characters in Destiny, and that's
hola.
taking the form of the Cloud Striders, Nimbus, and Rohan.
Hello.
I understand what's at stake, Lightbearer.
Puro machote.
Far better than you.
Rohan is the grizzled old veteran who's too old for this shit. And Nimbus is the young rookie. Nimbus is learning on the job.
Nimbus was definitely a favorite of ours to animate. They're so boisterous and fun-loving and a little smug, but super confident in their abilities.
The Cloud Striders, bottom line, are cool.
Tío, se ve God, el de la barba. Todo un veterano, ¿eh? Los nuevos enemigos son geniales. Creo que están bien hechos.
Tormentors to be the most scary unit that you've ever fought in the Destiny universe.
Holy crap, this combatant is very powerful. It means business.
It's incredibly intimidating. This thing wields a massive scythe.
Se ve
has
God.
Command over all this void energy.
Controla la energía de vacío.
The Tormentor
Pero
can
la
grab
animación
you,
es muy
and
buena.
That's something we've never really done before with the boss.
Throws out the scythe, has the player in his hands.
And in those
Que se lo
moments
coma.
for Dark Harvest,
Se lo come. Oigan, ojalá haya atormentados chiquitos. O sea, no es como que solo sea un jefe, que haya asaltos donde haya como atormentados miniatura. No tan chiquitos como los caídos, pero que sean, digamos, campeones. Que haya atormentados campeones, ¿sabes? Eso sería God. Para que no sean siempre los mismos campeones y tengamos como esa variedad de ataques y que podamos hacer más actividades con ellos. Bueno, en contra de ellos. Y ojalá nos muestren que matan a un guardián porque solo lo están succionando. Pero quiero que explote el guardián, que se vea que te hace pomada, ¿sabes? O porque te deja debilitado o te mata, ¿sabes? ¿En qué momento te agarra, te mata, te deja toque? Esa es como mi duda. No sé qué está pasando ahí.
we actually do things with audio to make it feel even more intimate, where we duck out all the background sound.
¡Hostia!
We really have this intimate moment with this.
Ok, creo que explotó ahí, ¿verdad?
Duck out all
Pobre titán. Ya por fin le tocó al titán. Ve la ambientación. La nave de Calus, los atormentados y el titán valiendo dick.
the background sound.
¡Hostia! Va a explotar, va a explotar. ¡No juegues! ¡Ah! Sí le hizo pomada. Bueno, acá sigue su cuerpo, pero ojalá lo desintegrara, ¿no?
You really have this intimate moment with this terrifying creature grabbing you.
Una guerra en casa.
Lightfall and Season of Defiance are two sides of the Destiny coin. And so on the Lightfall side, we have crazy neon cities going on an adventure far away, sort of bombastic action fantasy.
Me encanta el cazador cómo llega. Perdón por esta pausa, pero vean cómo el cazador llega, tío, con este salto clavado.
Sort of bombastic action fantasy.
Chulada.
On the Season of Defiance side of the coin, it's a story that's much more closer to home.
Season of Defiance is about the ground war on Earth. Callus's forces are invading, and we're defending Earth. We're freeing prisoners. We're trying to protect the last city, but much more directly and under much more threat than we have seen in a long time.
You're working with Petra, you're working with Devrim, you're working with all these people.
Devrim, lo sacaron.
And that are battling for the real thing you're trying to save.
Al fin a la luz. Carajo. Oh, llegó una nave. Resistir ante el fin. Vean ese casco. ¿Alguien vio ese casco del titán? Madre mía. O es de... ¿Qué es esto? ¿Un exótico? ¿Qué es esto? O así es el casco. No, este no. Le cambiaron el casco, tío.
We have a lot of weapons and armor for players to earn, and I'm super excited to see what you've been working on.
We have a couple of strand exotics. The warlocks are getting what's called swarmers.
Las botas enjambradoras.
That will, on tangled destruction, create new threadlings at that location. Now they can either shoot it, or they can pick up a tangle and throw a tangle, and then that will also...
Ok, recuerden que las hilarachas, las marañas es la bola, ¿vale? Entonces al destruirla dice que crea hilarachas, que son las chiquititas que van corriendo por el piso. Entonces sería como su beneficio de esas botas.
The hunters are getting this helmet that will help them grapple through the air. As you grapple, you gain this new ability called Woven Mail.
Ok, tenemos un sobreescudo que reduce el daño, excepto los tiros a la cabeza.
That will augment a aspect that they have. The aspect itself will just send out a wave that will suspend enemies in front of their barricade after casting it, but the boots will split it up into 3 waves. Whenever they spend an enemy with these boots on, they also gain Woven Mail.
Tío, esto me recuerda a los tentáculos, perdón. Ya. Es gatía. ¿Qué se andan inspirando estos de Bungie? ¿O solo soy yo, el mal pensado?
Spend an enemy with these boots on, they also gain Woven Mail. So pushing the front line further and further by being tanky.
I have been caught by those boots a couple times in our playtest. We have this incredibly cool heavy metal machine gun that fires according to its own rhythm, where it gets alternate effects every 4th bullet, and then every 16th bullet it gets even more added to it.
O sea, tenemos que esperar a la bala de 16ava para tener el efecto.
And so suddenly you're not worrying about aiming, you're really worrying about surviving during the lock-on time. And it opens you up to consider your movement more than your aiming. Being able to lock on to multiple guys in your field of vision and then just obliterate all of them was, I think, a moment where I kind of went, whoa.
Yo creo que es como estriga ósea, ¿sabes? Tío, disparas desde cadera y todo va directo a los enemigos. Derribar barreras.
Are designed to make sure that the player experiences
La cuarta,
are as good as they can be.
I think one of the things we're most excited about are loadouts.
Loadouts.
Build crafting.
Loot.
Which is a system of both, hey, let's make it more understandable to how you
Está
make a build.
hermoso el menú.
And then let's allow you to save that.
A ver, un pequeño pause. Tenemos nuestro loadout acá de vacío para ciertas actividades a la izquierda. Mira, acá tiene a la izquierda el logo de pruebas de Osiris. O sea, me voy a Crisol, me pongo ese. Me voy a... Quiero arco. Eso está genial porque depende del daño, la actividad. Es Dios. Y luego tenemos las armas con todos los mods. Es que está increíble. Y luego aquí tenemos dividido más a detalle nuestra armadura como para verla con diferentes... Es que tenemos... Es que es demasiado hermoso. Es hermoso. Vamos, sigamos.
Build and quickly swap between them.
When we started the process of figuring out how we are going to improve build crafting,
One of the things that we knew we needed to do was make it easier to go from I have never done any build crafting to I'm really engaged in this system. When we engaged with the UI team and we said we need to improve this experience, they came back with, well, what if we did a build management?
Es increíble,
and let
es
you see
una
your whole
maldita
build
joya.
on one screen.
It's all in one place.
No tienen ni idea lo importante que es esto. Tanto si eres veterano, es un dolor de cabeza, aunque ya lo dominas, el sistema de hoy día, y aún así es muy tedioso. Entonces, para los veteranos, y aún así más importante para los New Light, les va a encantar porque lo van a entender y no tendrán que ver miles de videos para saber qué carajo significa o cómo puedes gestionar tu loadout. Así que, muy bien, Bungie, muy bien. ¡Coño! Ahora saca más mapas para Crisol, por favor.
You can see it, you can read it, you can learn. And that coupled with our Guardian ranks, that's going to come in and basically be our first ever companion to every single player.
Guardian ranks is our answer to what should I be doing in Destiny if I want to get better? You have this track that tells you what you should be doing.
Oh,
We're really excited
importante.
for players to start diving into that system along with combinations, a way to finally say thank you to players that you've been playing with. We think all of this stuff is coming together to bring this more cohesive relationship between our players.
Mira, a un jugador le puedes mandar un elogio. ¿Sabes qué? Me caíste bien. Pum, un elogio. Eres muy bueno en Crisol, un elogio. Entonces, entre más elogios sumes, tendrás como un perfil en el cual la gente al verte o al gestionarte podrán decir, bueno, inspeccionarte, sabes que este jugador es bueno, ayuda y es amable, y sabes, como eso creará un perfil de Destiny para los demás. Entonces creo que es muy importante ese detalle. No sé, esperemos que funcione bien y esperemos que cree más comunidad.
When we think about the future of Destiny, we think there's so much more to discover. We're just on the coast right now. We want to get into the heart of this continent.
We are walking to our 10-year anniversary.
10º aniversario de Destiny. ¡Ay, wow!
wow!
Me asusté, es que ya son muchos años, cabrón. ¿Ya llegaron, no? Es que ya estoy bien perdido.
We just want to keep building Destiny.
We've been talking about this antagonist to the Traveler for so long. In Lightfall, we get to spend time with the Witness in a way that we haven't yet.
We're paying off storylines that have been coming together and been building for years.
More questions will certainly arise.
We have this finale with the final shape that's coming right after Lightfall, where we're closing down the Light and Darkness saga.
Por fin terminamos con la luz y la oscuridad. Chicos, la voy a extrañar.
Far from over.
This universe is about more than the conflict between the Traveler and the Pyramids, and we want to show you new ways to explore it. We want to show you new things to discover in the universe because we think that Destiny has a lot to offer, and Lightfall is the catalyst for that. It's high stakes, thrilling action, all at the same time, pushing
Y sí, la vara está alta.
the Destiny story to places it's never been before.
Ese es el inicio de una raid, este menú. No sé, me imagino que así empiezan las raids, ¿no? Como que te presentan a los 6 personajes. ¡Dios! Es demasiado chulo. Destiny va para varios años más. Madre mía, los que creyeron que acababa con The Last Shape, olvídalo. Yo no sé cuándo coño va a acabar. Pero parece que otros 3 años, se supone que debe durar 10 años, entonces llevamos aproximadamente 5, es el año 5, ¿no? Échale otros 5 añitos. Ojalá en algún punto de la creación del juego metan lo que hicieron con Fortnite, el nuevo motor gráfico, sería God. Digo, para ponerle mi 4090 que no tengo, pero quizá en 5 años cuando baje de precio, valga la pena Destiny. Pero bueno, en fin chicos, espero les haya gustado este video. Si así no olvides suscribirte, compartirlo. Adiós, bebé.